Hey everybody! I'm here today to show you and tell you how to locate a hole in a float just like this. This will be an easy tutorial and also a full tutorial, so let's get right into this video. This is actually a boogie board. It's called a boogie board for a slip and slide that my wife and I got for the kids. We set it up in the backyard. So it is a boogie board, but it's similar to a float, like a pool float or like a swimming float, because it is fully inflatable. So it's going to be the same process for locating a hole in a float for a pool or something like this, which is similar to a float. It allows you to glide on the slip and slide, okay? Very simple. The first thing is, if you have access to a bathtub or a pool, you want to inflate this as much as possible, okay? You want to place it fully submerged in the pool or in the bathtub, so fully submerged underwater, and squeeze it, okay? And wherever there is the leak, okay, wherever there is the hole, you will see air bubbles coming out, right? Because you're squeezing the air out, that air is escaping through the water, creating air bubbles. So that's the first method. If you have access to a pool or a bathtub, that's probably the easiest way to do this. Just fully inflate it as much as you can, put it fully underwater and squeeze it, and it will then, bubble up. You'll see where the bubbles are under the water, and that's where your hole is. And then you can take the appropriate steps to patch that hole so that you can use it without it deflating itself anymore. Okay. Now the second method is actually a cool method because it is very usable even when you are sort of stuck in one place. So let's say you have a massive inflatable structure and you can't fit it in a pool, you can't fit it in a bathtub, or you just don't have access to submergible water nearby. Okay. All that you need is a spray bottle right over here. Here's a spray bottle, and you just get some water and just a little bit of dish soap in there. Now it's really, really cool, really useful, because what you want to do is, if you have a rough idea of where that hole is, you can spray it only in that area. But if you have no clue, you just spray the whole float, okay, with the soapy water. And then what's going to happen is, wherever that hole is, it will bubble up. It'll go like with little soapy bubbles, because that air escaping will be blowing up the soapy water to create bubbles. So let's say I figured that the hole was somewhere around here. I would spray it with the soapy water, squeeze it, okay? And wherever there was a hole, it would then bubble up, okay? And those bubbles would essentially show me where the hole is inside of that float, on the outside of that float. Sorry about that. There's actually an air show happening nearby. A big, loud plane just flew by. I don't know if it came through on camera, but in real life, it was quite loud, okay? So I just happened to be filming today when there's an air show happening. It is what it is, okay? Now, if I don't know where the hole is, then I just spray the entire thing. I just go and I spray the whole thing with soapy water, make sure it's as inflated as possible, and then squeeze it and listen for that sound, listen for that hissing sound, and also look for the bubbling happening. When you see the bubbling, that's where your hole is in your float, okay? Or your floaty, whatever you want to call it, okay? Now, with all that being said, you might actually have more than one hole in it, so always be careful. You might patch one hole and it might still be deflating. Maybe there's a second hole, a third, a fifth, 10 holes. Who knows? It all depends on what the situation is, right? And how much air is in there, and how big those holes are that allow it to lose air at a certain pace. So that being said, if it's still deflating after you've patched the hole, don't be afraid to look for another hole, because you never know, you might just have another one. And that's it. Sorry about the lighting. My motion sensor for the garage just didn't stop picking me up, I guess, where I am, so the light turned off. I only have my backlight over there. Anyways, that's it. It's a really easy process. If you like this video, and obviously, like I said, the first method, submerging in water, is the easiest. The soapy water spray is a little bit more difficult, but better in certain situations when you cannot submerge it in water fully. That's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.